Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Don't have anyone behind the camera today. Joe had to press start for us, but we're back. We're here, making it work. How you doing?
Good. How are you? I will say the last thing. If someone calls my phone, this whole podcast is not going to get shut.
That's a big issue.
I know, and this has happened like 3 times too. But
that's a big issue.
It's a huge issue.
That's why we need a camera.
I should just be on airplane mode. Do you think it just records on airplane mode?
It definitely records on airplane mode.
Fuck it. And welcome back to episode 54 of Backhouse Productions. It's not a guest podcast anymore. It's like, you know what? I'm just trying to find a guy who's going to fucking sit in the fucking trenches with me and it's going to shoot the shit. And Jackson's that guy. Jackson is the dude to do it. And let me just get something off my chest before we start. I think it's time to give Zach Wilson his flowers. And by what I mean by flowers, I mean like a send-off party out of New York, because Zach Wilson, my God, has gotten so many chances. He's on the best team with the best defense. He's got Garrett Wilson. He's got a hell of a coach. It's how many times are you going to give this guy a shot?
Well, I'll put it to you like this. It's just like Zach Wilson's the same with Trey Lance. Until these guys get to the combine, I'd never even heard their names in college football. But when they get to the combine, they get all these buzz behind them, just like Trey Lance did, just like Zach Wilson did. I'd never heard of these guys. And I was like, dude, first of all, I know you're talking about Zach Wilson, but when the Niners traded up for Trey Lance, I was just thinking, I'm just thinking the whole time, who the fuck is this guy?
Dude played 1 year in college.
Same with Zach Wilson. What pick did Zach Wilson go? He was top 5, wasn't he?
Zach Wilson was pick 3.
Yeah, so I'm like, who is this guy?
I don't know. No, oh my God, he was 2. He went 2.
I'm like, who is this guy?
It was Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson.
I've never heard of him before, and he gets a second pick of the draft. It's ridiculous.
I'll defend Zach Wilson in college because he was a stud at BYU, but the Trey Lance thing is so crazy and it's so out of left field because he only played 1 year in college.
You know what Miami got out of that Trey Lance deal? Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Bradley Chubb.
Wait.
From all those picks, because they traded
with the
some
Niners?
of those picks. Yeah. That deal with the Niners, how they got all those picks, they ended up getting Tyreek Hill out of that, Jalen Waddle, Bradley Chubb.
And those are the type of moves it's the exact reason. Even though
why the Dolphins have turned around now.
No, that too. And why the Niners, even though they've had the best team on paper for the last 4 years, and they can't win a Super Bowl.
Well, next year's the Niners last year because they're not going to be able to pay all
Oh my
these
God,
guys.
you're going to have to pay
It's literally, this is their year to win the Super Bowl or they're screwed. Maybe next year they'll have some of these guys, but after that, there's no chance they're paying all these guys.
I think Deebo Samuel gets $25 million. McCaffrey gets paid next year. Kittle gets paid.
McCaffrey's going to be the only running back that gets paid over $20 million.
Shit, I think Brandon Ayuk's going to get 20.
Because McCaffrey already makes 15 right now.
Yeah. He's only making 10.
No.
It's very it's not that bad of a contract. No, it's a great deal for him. But it's I think it was a back end contract. So it's it's cheap up front and then
roster
the later years,
the
later years that's when it's
having
25 million.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with the Deebo Samuel. They structured all their contracts.
That's how a lot of guys
to win
are.
now.
Yeah.
To win now. And that's why they traded for Chase Young. It's they know they're going to be so financially in a rut next year that they can't pay all these guys.
This is their win now year. They're screwed. And I've been saying that, dude, for a while.
And think about the Trey Lance. Instead of Trey Lance, you draft Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Well, how different
Not
is
even that.
team?
They could have kept their pick that they had. Yeah, they could have got Jamar or they could have got Micah Parsons.
All right, let's.
They could have got Micah Parsons.
Yeah, that's. I mean, at a certain point, it's how many defensive stars you need to actually win the whole thing. It's get the damn job done, Shanahan.
They don't
get it done.
They've got. I think they just got rid of Jimmy Ward too, and I love Jimmy Ward.
Yeah.
I'm huge on Jimmy Ward.
But Zach Wilson, on the other hand, it's okay, Trey Lance. Phenomenal athlete, right? He kind of throws unorthodox. His motion is a little unorthodox, but Zach Wilson, I think it's just it's just some head scratchers, and it kind of I'm in awe sometimes that some people actually get paid for what they do.
Guys like Zach Wilson.
No, I'm talking about Zach Wilson, hell of a guy. He throws a hell of a ball. He just is not a good quarterback. Who's the GM scouting for 6 months to a year, year round? You're on the clock and you're trying to find the next guy for the New York Jets.
John Lynch.
And
Well, John Lynch is the guy who screwed off all those picks for Trey Lance.
Well, dude, he's great drafting every other position other than quarterback.
You know damn well Kyle Shanahan is like, yeah, we want this guy.
I bet it's like Belichick-esque a little bit.
He says, yeah, Kyle Shanahan's like, I can make something happen with this guy, and John Lynch is like, he's like, just try to figure it out, and John Lynch is like, all right, I'll try to figure it out, and they had to move mountains to get him. They traded everything they had, and they just traded another pick for Chase Young. They traded a third-round pick, which is amazing how Chase Young's only worth a third-round pick, and Montez Sweat, they got a second. Redskins got a second-round pick for Montez Sweat. I feel like Chase Young's better than Sweat.
Okay, let's look at this. Bears, shitty organization. Niners, great organization. Chase Young's better than Montez Sweat.
Yeah, and he was worth a third-round pick.
That's how bad the Bears are, though. Like, the Bears will just throw anything they get.
Yeah.
It's like any solid player on that
Montez
team.
Sweat's playing really good this year. He's got like 7 sacks.
He's a stud.
Chase Young only has 6, I saw.
But here's my thing. If you're going to trade draft... Okay, we're talking about the Chicago Bears right now. If you're going to trade a draft pick to get Montez Sweat, why trade Roquan Smith 2 years ago?
He's with the Baltimore now?
The Ravens, yeah. And now they're going to be, like, they're contenders. Like, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Roquan Smith. Oh, my God. Marlon Humphrey.
Like, you're building a team.
So good.
It's like, are you building young? Are you going to build through the draft? Or are you going to trade for players?
Who's on the Ravens D-line right now? Who's on the Ravens D-line?
It's a guy named Michael Pierce. He's like 6 foot, 355 pounds.
Nobody.
I think JPP's on that team. Jason Pierre-Paul.
Nah.
Yeah.
Wilson was sacked 8 times last night. Bosa, I think, had 2.5 or 3. Khalil Mack had 2. I mean, just ridiculous.
But you're watching that game last night, and like, it's one of those games. Like, I know, you're better. I bet you.
Shout out
feel
Chargers
like this.
covered.
Like, there's games that you already know the outcome before it even starts the game.
That's not true.
Like, there's
the Browns beating the Niners. What?
The Browns are 5-3.
Dude,
the Browns aren't 1-6. They're good.
Deshaun Watson's solid.
He didn't even play in that game. That was PJ Walker.
No, I know. PJ Walker's solid, but Deshaun played last week. He won last week. They just blew out the Cardinals, but you can't. Cardinals just traded their guy Dobbs. They have nobody.
No, dude. Yeah, shout out Josh Dobbs for getting that touchdown at the end.
For the Vikings, he got the game ball.
But it's just like, I hope Aaron Rodgers comes back. And I know he's not going to come back because he tore his Achilles. Like, that's crazy. And
no shot.
And if he actually came back this year, then he really didn't tear his Achilles.
No shot. He's coming back.
Like, it was like a different injury, maybe like a something close to an ACL or an Achilles tear, but not that. Because he should be out for the year.
Like a slight tear.
Like a slight
not
tear.
A full tear.
Something that allows him to come back in 3 or 4 months and not.
He's not coming back.
8 months.
He's not coming back.
But then it also makes me think, like, there's so many guys that are like trying to play quarterback. There's so many guys in the league that are like, why can't Carson Wentz just play for the Jets? Like, what? Why the fuck does Zach Wilson get to keep
Where's
playing?
Nick Foles at? Where's Nick Foles?
Big Dick Nick's done.
He's done. He's retired.
He's done.
He's retired.
He's had his moment in the sun. He won that Super Bowl, and then that guy got 2 big contracts.
Who are some backup quarterbacks in the league right now that should be starting? Carson Wentz.
I would probably say Case Keenum.
Case Keenum, yes.
Case Keenum's probably better than him right now.
What about that guy who
Jacoby
just
Brissett's better.
Who's the guy? Where's Heineke? Didn't he just play this week?
Taylor Heineke playing for the Falcons.
And they won.
Where's Marcus Mariota? Oh, he's on the Eagles.
He's on the Eagles. But he could be starting for. They could easily trade him for someone.
Jameis motherfucking Winston. Jameis Winston.
Saints aren't trading him because Carr can get hurt.
It's all, you know what,
they want Jameis.
This is the type of shit that makes me think everything's scripted. What? It's like there's a narrative at play. It's like the Jets have a struggling quarterback. They somehow can't figure it out with him, but yet they're just ride or die with Zach Wilson. But then out to the horizon, there's a old quarterback coming to save the day. He gets hurt the first fucking play, and then they're like, we're going to stick with Zach Wilson, even though Zach Wilson almost got laughed out of the league last year. It's like, we're going to just keep riding with him. He wins 3 games in a row. And those weren't games that he won. Those were games that the defense won that held the other team to fucking 10 points.
This year?
No, they're 4-4 right now.
You mean the games they won this year?
The Jets.
I was thinking about
out in the horizon.
No, I was thinking about the Paul Stamets thing.
Oh,
the portobello mushroom.
Oh my god,
Can't
dude!
Talk about that.
That's an explosive topic. If anyone's seen that,
I was wanting you to ask me something just so I could say I can't talk about it.
What's that guy's
topic.
name?
Paul Stamets.
We got to put this to light. Paul Stamets. If you want to watch a Joe Rogan episode, and if you've
not even a Joe Rogan episode, just look up Paul Stamets.
Clip.
Joe Rogan asking Paul Stamets about portobello mushrooms. It is one of the funniest things. I mean, imagine asking some guy about a portobello mushroom. Guy will say, "Yeah, I eat them sometimes. I mean, they're pretty good." You just got to see what this guy says about him.
Instead of speculating of why the Jets are riding with a guy like Zach Wilson. I would rather engage with the portobello mushroom argument. Why can that guy? Please pause this video right now and watch that clip.
We'll put it up. We'll try to put it up.
Paul Stamets portobello mushroom.
We'll try to link it or something.
Like I saw this video of him putting like a portobello mushroom. Like he like cut his finger.
Or you know what we'll do? We'll try to post the short on the page for you guys to see. We'll just repost the short.
Or I would just go watch it. Just go fucking watch it.
If we can make it easy for him, we could just repost the short. If we can do that. We'll be on the page. You guys could see it, hopefully.
We can't. Our fucking production sucks.
Yeah, but it's already made. All we have to do is just fucking take it and put it on there. Because that's what...
What are the copyright laws of that? Can we do that?
Nothing, dude. All these channels, that's what... When we just watched it when we were at the club the other day, when we were on Hole 5 Green talking about it and we pulled it up, you think Joe Rogan podcast posted that clip? It was some random channel.
I can turn it on the TV right now and they can hear the background.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We'll figure it out.
No,
it's some of the... I mean, you just couldn't even
Let me just give you a little story about Paul Stamets. There's a clip of him. He cuts his finger. He's like in some rainforest. I don't know. It's Paul Stamets. You can fucking fill in the blank with whatever that guy's doing. He cuts his finger. He gets a portobello mushroom. He just cuts a little slice off of it. He wraps it around his finger, and he's like, this is like real life Band-Aid. This is like a Band-Aid. Like I'm trying to think of the word for it, but like
mycelium.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, yes. I've heard Paul Stamets say crazy shit about mycelium. Like he says, like we're more related to mushrooms than we are to like monkeys or some crazy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Or
we're more related to a banana than monkeys.
But dude, something cool that I've heard Paul Stamets say is how mushrooms, like you know how if you will go in a forest or something, or like just on the golf course, how we see mushrooms on the golf course.
Yeah.
Well, the mushrooms like grow like roots also, but they're really thin white roots. That's what the mycelium is, and they connect to trees, and that's how trees talk to each other, is what Paul Stamets said. He said trees can talk to each other through mycelium.
So Paul Stamets knows the secrets of the universe. And you know what else?
I've seen something crazy about Paul Stamets talking about, and then the clip showed of it, like Jamie pulled it up. It's him saying, like some type of mycelium, they put it in like a maze. They set like a maze trap, and they put and it knew how to grow itself through it.
And like the Japanese railroad or the road systems are based off it.
Yes. They like to see how efficient they can make it.
The
most efficient way.
Like the road systems all constructed through like the way mushrooms were able to get through the maze.
Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah.
How trippy is that? So Paul Stamets. This is probably a guy that like 99% of the planet has no idea who Paul Stamets is.
No clue.
But Paul Stamets secretly knows the secrets of the universe.
Dude,
and he can't even give it to us.
You know why he does though? Because he's probably taken a absolutely heroic dose of mushrooms at certain times.
What do you think? Like, do they have to like solve cancer? Like, why the fuck do you think he'd be like, I can't talk to you about this right now?
Portobello mushrooms?
He's like,
what do you really think? Yeah, what do you? So this is
like what I want to speculate. Why?
So he asked him about portobello mushrooms, and he said, "This is an explosive topic. I can't talk about this," and made it basically seem like if he said anything, that he'd show up, he'd go home after the podcast and wake up with some guy putting a syringe in his arm to kill him. Like he made it seem like if he talks about this, he's going to die.
Let's just draw.
We're gonna have to go on the run.
Yeah, like.
So what do you think?
It's gotta be like.
Rogan was like, "Whoa."
And by the way, this is how like Robert Saleh responds every time they ask him about Zach Wilson still playing on the fucking Jets. He's like, "I just can't talk about it. He's unbelievable.
It's an explosive topic.
They're gonna fire me if I say anything else." But Paul Stamets, I think I don't know. Maybe they like cure cancer or something, or there's somehow they speed up your metabolism so you can't get fatter.
It could be something that he thinks he's discovered with portobello mushrooms that like cure some sort of disease, like terminal illness.
Dude.
And he thinks if he comes out with it, like
Big Pharma's coming after him.
Yeah,
Big Pharma's gonna kill him.
Something that they're like developing. He already knows it.
Like they brought Paul Stamets in a room.
No, but really, what could it be? Like,
dude,
we're
something
speculating,
like that.
But really, what do you think it is?
Honestly, I think it's that.
So you think Big Pharma's working with mushrooms, which is they probably are working with some type of mushrooms.
I mean, what's that?
But this, how do you? Mushrooms are grown. You can't patent a mushroom.
No. So no, exactly. So
they can't make money really.
What was the one?
Unless they figure out how to make it super potent dose of mushroom.
What was the one pharmaceutical episode or show you told me to watch? It was like with
Dope Sick or Painkiller.
Yeah. What was the name of that family?
Oh, the Sackler family, Purdue Pharma.
The Sackler family. Okay, so if they want to just like they want to heal you temporarily, and then they want you to come back for more, maybe the mushrooms just replace it all. Like you do it one time, and they're like, we found the solution to this problem.
Paul Stamets thinks it could be the end of the pharma industry.
Paul Stamets doing experiments.
Dude, that is what it is. It could be the end of big pharma as we know it.
Paul Stamets figured it out. He's like, oh my God, mushrooms can like cure everything. And then like right when he found that out, there's a helicopter coming over the fucking building, and it's like a bunch of fucking, there's feds coming out, and there's the guys in the black suits coming in.
They have his house bugged, like his laboratory bugged. He's working with mushrooms, and he figures it out. He's like, oh my God.
They walk in.
Oh my God. And they all of a sudden people are busting his door in.
They call Paul Stamets like, look, you can do your whole hippie fucking mushroom shit when you're talking like in public, but don't you ever scratch the Portobello mushroom topic or we are coming to kill you.
You bring up the Portobello mushroom, it's going to be a fucking problem, Paul.
I mean, dude, obviously we know JFK got killed.
Well, yeah.
Obviously, I mean, by more than one person.
Dude, that's what's so crazy. When I listen to shit like on when Rogan has guys, I just saw the funniest thing with him and Duncan Trussell. Did you see the episode when Duncan Trussell's in a ghillie suit during COVID?
Yes,
that's the funniest shit, dude. Yeah, but like the JFK shit, who is it? Eddie Bravo always tries to say he doesn't believe in any of this shit. Like, he's like, or no, Brian Callen.
Brian Callen.
Yeah. And then he'll talk about like Operation Northwoods. Like when fucking all of the, this is back in JFK time, when all of the generals got together to make, like JFK wanted them to make some sort of plans of how they could invade Cuba or go to war with Cuba or whatever.
Well, he didn't want to go to war with Cuba.
Well, he was making them make plans of how they could make the American public be okay with them doing something like that or something like this.
There wasn't Operation Northwood. We can look it up.
No, I know what it is. Operation Northwood. So basically, with the generals of like the Army and Navy came together and made one plan was that they were gonna like a united flight, like an American domestic flight.
Mm-hmm.
They were gonna bomb it, like with people on it, full flight. They were gonna bomb the
and
flight
blame it on the Cubans.
And blame it on the Cubans.
Yeah.
And then they were also gonna have Cuban friendlies attack Guantanamo Bay, making it seem like it was actual Castro who did it. So then they can just go and fucking blow them up.
Dude, that's like a color revolution. That's shit that's
like.
happens.
And then Brian Callen saying like, Brian, that's not a conspiracy. Like we know, and Rogan's like, Brian, that is a conspiracy. They are conspiring to lie to the American public.
Dude, but like, you can't be completely honest with the American public.
I agree.
You can't be,
because some stuff they'd freak out about.
I mean, Jackson, let me just like
if you're honest to them about why we're in Afghanistan for so long.
Like you get in trouble. You get in trouble talking about other people here. So I'm just gonna use my own personal experience for this. If I knew everything that was going on and like all the stuff happening with the U.S. government and the shit they were dealing with and like the power plays they were moving, I go on TikTok sometimes and I get into this weird loop of like fucking flat Earth theory. It almost convinces me for a second. Then I'm thinking like, what happens if everyone actually did have real information? Like people's heads would explode. It's like the whole Epstein thing. It's like nobody could grasp with reality.
The biggest thing about the flat Earth theory that just debunks it all is the orbit of the sun. Where does it go? Because it goes to the other side of the planet.
Dude, it's in the Bible too. It's a sphere. It's obviously a sphere. It says in the Bible.
They've known it's a sphere for so long.
Yeah, you can calculate the fucking angle, the curvature of the Earth by like the shadow of a pole.
How we were talking about the power plates that government's pulling, and if the American public knew about everything they're like, Biden's probably so blackmailed. That's why they've given $150 billion to Ukraine.
I think like
just so blackmailed.
I like this. Think of Biden as like a busy bee, like one of those like A+ students that like are like the teacher's pet, and like they'll just do assignments for him. Like he's like at his work desk, and they'll give him like shit to do, and then like the real stuff's happening behind him.
Yeah, well, because he does. He's a puppet.
Yeah, but dude, okay,
you've seen these videos of him talking,
but like okay, talking like in that manner, it really makes me.
He has dementia.
I know, but it makes me like it kind of makes me sad to think about like the president really is just like
I know
it doesn't really matter. Like voting for president doesn't matter. Like do you actually believe voting like a president matters if he's in office?
Dude, I used to think, before 2016, even though I wasn't a fan of Obama, you used to look up to the president. I used to be like, that's the president of the United States.
Yeah.
And then since 2016. All these people go crazy about Donald Trump and the way he talks, and now it's like nobody respects the president anymore. There's no respect for the
every major institution has been delegitimized.
People used to respect the president, like crazy.
I think this has been like something that's been building up, I think, ever since Nixon, after Watergate, after Vietnam, after like people started like thinking like, okay, we can't trust the government. Like they're doing shady things behind our back. That's not in our interest.
Yeah.
And then there was like, but I bet
there's
before,
still respect there for the president.
I bet with like LBJ, there was so much like respect for the office that like they would never talk bad about the president, like publicly, just like bash him. Like no one would just call LBJ senile. Or how about this? FDR. The guy had polio. The guy couldn't walk for like 10 years of his presidency.
Imagine he was a president. He was only president for more than like 8 years.
He did it for 3 terms. He served 3 terms, but he had polio. He had polio. Like during the war, the motherfucker couldn't even walk. So imagine a guy like that in office now. Think about how the public would treat that situation. Like I'm sure there'd be people like don't make fun of people that can't walk, but then there also
He's a fucking cripple.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
But since he was in the 40s and there wasn't as much access back then, people are like FDR's a legend. Right, his legacy is like more protected. Where Biden, everything's like we can see everything. Biden
honestly,
does.
I mean, I'm obviously I'm a Trump guy. I'll vote for. I'm not gonna vote for these fucking this leftist stuff. Now I will never vote.
Well, you're not gonna go Kennedy independent?
No, but I honestly can say that Trump did. I feel like ruin that respect that the American public had for the president. I'm a big Trump guy. I'm not saying
no. Yeah,
deal,
for sure, for
just
sure.
The way he talked, like the presidents never talked like that before. They're always
they would just lie to your face more.
Yeah,
they'd be more. It'd be more. It'd be coded.
Yeah,
like Trump will just be like blatantly obvious about what he wants, where like other people would just be kind of like.
They're more politicians. Like he's not a politician. They're politicians.
Yeah, it's a long way of saying he's not a politician.
Yeah,
but
they're politicians.
But it's like there's a craving for that. He's like started like a populist movement in America. That's why the Kennedy thing is like so appealing right now to some people. And that's going to be so interesting too with Kennedy because
what, RFK or JFK?
RFK. Because
he can't listen to him the way he talks.
I know, but like it's almost bad though because since he's an independent, he's going to pull more like right-leaning voters to his side rather than left-leaning voters. So that means it's better for Biden that RFK is now an independent because he's going to pull votes away from Trump or whoever comes out of the right.
Yeah, but
the conservative party.
He doesn't. It doesn't matter after the primaries. It's just one against one. Or I guess you're right. RFK, because he's independent.
Yeah, he's the main ticket.
Yeah.
So that's for. I mean, I don't know. But okay. But then why the fuck are we even talking about this if it doesn't even matter who's president?
Dude, it does.
Why are we even talking about it then?
Does. If Trump.
So obviously Biden has some power. So
no, he doesn't.
What do you mean,
dude?
What do you mean? It's one or the other. It's like he's just a placeholder.
It's the deep state who's, dude. Biden's their puppet he's their front man, and they can do all this shit, and it just falls on Biden. Dude, Obama's so deep state.
Obama's deep state.
Obama's deepest state.
Dude, you just said people respected Obama.
They do. No, as a president, dude, I respected the president when he was the president, but like, I'm saying he's the deepest state. He is back there pulling the strings. There's other guys pulling these strings back there that are the ones, dude. I bet you if Ukraine's, because you know how Biden and his son were all in the business with Ukraine and shit. So
yeah,
Ukraine's like
business with China, Russia.
We need $20 billion a month, or else this is gonna come out. Like where we have pictures of you in one of our whorehouses. Like we have a video of you in our whorehouse.
I mean, you just, God, I don't want to go into it. I don't want to fucking fall right into the hole. I was gonna mention the $6 billion to Iran.
And they just unfroze. Yeah, and then now that's a big deal.
But then they're using that money to fund Hamas.
No. Technically, okay. So they unfroze that money, but it's still being monitored. Like that, they have to use it for like humanitarian things or this. But basically,
and they're for sure doing that.
But all that means, or like hospitals, stuff like that. But all that means is okay. They'll use that $6 billion for that, but another $6 billion that was already going to go to that is now going to Hamas. So it's not that technically that $6 billion is going to it. But it's just like now that $6 billion is going somewhere else where they're just pulling money out of another spot that was already going to go there to Hamas.
Yeah, man. It's
and Hezbollah.
There's just so many like things.
Fuck Hamas. It's Hezbollah is the one that's the big deal. They're over 100,000 strong.
Oh, that's the Syrians right there.
No, it's Lebanon.
And the Syrians.
Yeah.
There's just so much stuff under the surface that like when you read news, when you're out in the world and you're like, you're taking things for what they are at face value. It's just not the case, right? Like there's people in government that are doing things that are like they're doing things that are so like multi-layered that it's like it's hard to get to the bottom of it, and that's why it's called the deep state. There's just so many like different things going on all at once that are all interconnected to each other. But if you point out one thing, it doesn't solve all the other problems that are happening at the same time. It's like it's like
complex.
it's like why don't we all just shut up, watch fucking Family Guy, and just have a laugh? You know what I mean? Like, if it's going to end, it's going to end, and it's not going to be because of us. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing we really can do. It's just interesting to talk about.
Well, what's crazy is...
And social media's only amplified that.
You think of how much power the deep state has right now, but what's crazy is Trump has a serious chance of getting in to presidency this next term.
Oh, they're going to kill him, dude.
And yeah, they will go to any length that they can to stay in power and not let, because I bet you if another Republican, like maybe Vivek, dude, I bet you even Vivek would end up fucking.
I don't think they would mind if DeSantis win. If DeSantis won,
they
wouldn't
could
mind.
Get him. They can get him.
He's already a big Fox News guy. Yeah, they're fine.
They can get him. It's Trump is the one who blatantly talks about them. He talks about the deep state.
Is Trump going to go to jail?
No way.
Is he like...
Dude, if Trump went to jail, there'd be riots.
Dude, I mean, like what? Worse in Portland? Worse in Chicago?
It would be like Kyle Rittenhouse, fucking white guys all on the street with guns again, like it was in Wisconsin.
No, dude, that was a BLM riot.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, it would be like that, but for Trump.
I don't even think people give a shit.
Dude, people go, no, there's people that go nuts. Dude, we're not guys like that. We don't fly Trump flags on our fucking car.
I just don't think
there's people who fly Trump flags on their car.
And I think people are just killing time.
You got to be a nut.
I think people are just killing time, dude. I think this is what happens when you create so much wealth. There's so much wealth in this nation. There's so many problems like solved, and there's like such a surplus of a lot of resources, but we're still humans at the end of the day, and we're always going to find a problem. Like there's always going to be like, if everything was given to you, you have free healthcare, free schooling.
It's human nature.
There's going to be something that's going to be like, this, my fucking neighbor is like, his grass is growing on my grass. Like we need to get the state involved.
He's not mowing his grass.
Like there's going to be something, like there's always something wrong. There's always going to be a problem.
Nobody can stay out of other people's business.
So
that's a huge problem.
I don't know. I mean, it's just I want to tie this all back to Zach Wilson because I still think he's a piece of shit. I just don't think Zach Wilson has it. But it's like maybe the NFL's tied with it. Maybe it's all tied together. I mean, what is it? What is
you know what's crazy is
what is Operation Mockingbird? Operation Mockingbird. It's like CIA mind tricks, like in the media where you're trying to like. It's basically like mass programming of the masses, right? Like through television, through like what we consume as Americans on a day-to-day basis. Operation Paperclip. Look it up if you don't know about it. But it's. I mean, why wouldn't the NBA? Why wouldn't the NFL be tied to all this? That's also going on outside of the world.
I don't so much in the NFL. Except Roger Goodell. But I could see NBA guys, like actual players, into it, like LeBron.
No, dude.
LeBron's so deep state. LeBron's Illuminati.
No, dude, but he's a pawn.
I know.
You got to think bigger than LeBron. Like, LeBron's a pawn in all this. Like, there's an owner. Like, somebody, like, LeBron works for the Lakers.
LeBron's the type of guy, LeBron's the type of guy that's trying to set himself up to be one of those guys.
Yeah, he's
out of the league.
He's just a gifted human that's maximizing his talents. That's all he's doing. That's all he is in this picture. But there's people profiting off of that and also telling him certain things to say, I bet, to influence the audience.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Mark Cuban bought the Mavericks for $400 million, and now they're worth $6 billion.
Yeah, dude, it's better than Bitcoin. You get a better investment on that than Bitcoin.
And you get to own an NBA franchise.
Michael Jordan is not a good business guy. He's not a good business guy. He's not a good GM. He's a great basketball player that got a great deal with Nike, which he kind of is screwed. He's kind of screwed on Nike.
Shoe in the world.
But that
he's
dude,
lucky that every time he drops a shoe, it sells out immediately. He's just lucky.
If I can be like Mike,
dude,
no, but
he's lucky.
Like he bought the Hornets, I think in 2011 for like $300 million.
You mean the Bobcats?
The Bobcats at the time. Yeah, you're right. What a horrible name.
Fucking Bobcats.
Why not name the Penguins or something funny?
I wish we still had the Charlotte Bobcats.
Have you ever seen a picture of a Bobcat?
I wish we still had the New Orleans Hornets, and I wish we still had the Charlotte Bobcats. I wish we still had the Vancouver Grizzlies.
The New Orleans Hornets.
Wasn't it they weren't
yeah,
the Hornets?
they were. Yeah, the Pelicans.
When Chris Paul was there.
Chris Paul was a Hornet. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I miss Seattle. The Supersonics. They're gonna.
That was in our time. That was our time.
They're gonna bring a team back.
Vancouver Grizzlies was before our time.
No, it was like 2005.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, because I remember Pau Gasol playing for the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Well, they still wear Vancouver jerseys.
Why do you think there's just not a big enough market in Vancouver? I thought that there's a lot of people in Vancouver,
dude. Yes, there is a huge market in Vancouver,
but it's in the Northwest.
It's right by Seattle. That's why.
Yeah,
it's literally right close to Seattle. And it's actually not too close. I mean, it's pretty close.
But it makes sense that they're in Toronto because that's where 50% of the population of Canada is in that area.
Somewhere like Toronto, Montreal's big, Vancouver's big. But no, the next NBA team's not going to Seattle. It's going to Vegas. We all know that.
I think they're going to do 2 teams because you can't have an odd number of teams.
Yeah. If it does, it'll go to somewhere like Seattle. Where else could it go? I was actually thinking about this a while ago.
Moscow.
Nah. If it was to go in the States or Canada, probably Vancouver.
Mexico City.
Montreal. Mexico City would
I bet
be
Mexico
cool,
City would be fun. That would really I think that would help. I would think that would help Mexico City. I think you make it more of like a location.
Who wants to fucking be on a Mexico City team?
I think Mexico
City. It's way better being in Toronto than Mexico City.
Look, let me just get this straight. If you have money, there's a place for you anywhere in the world. You can go to Bangladesh and find a beautiful mansion if you got money.
In Mexico City, there's super nice parts, but it's also like you just want to be in America. I mean, I guess it's a short flight.
It's right there, dude. It's right there. Yeah. What about living in Canada? Would you want to play for the Raptors?
Well, they wouldn't do it anywhere else. Yeah, Toronto's so.
I think Toronto's really badass.
I think Montreal.
You're right by New York too. You're up there.
I think Montreal's the coolest place.
Montreal.
In Canada.
Fucking French.
Montreal's so fucking cool. I would love to go to Montreal.
Speaking of the French, and this is our segue into this upcoming movie that I'm really excited about, Napoleon.
Yeah, we're going to see it right when it comes out.
Did we know?
It comes out on Thanksgiving, I think.
It comes out Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I think it comes out the end of this month. So we'll probably go see it first week of December.
Do you have any thoughts about Napoleon? You don't know that much about him. You want to watch the movie first?
I've never really read much about him. I mean, other than what I've learned in high school. I've never really studied him.
It's pretty interesting.
I mean, I know that he was just a power-hungry guy, wanted to conquer the world just like everybody else.
Sounds like Trump. Just kidding.
It's
crazy though. He
was big into Alexander the Great, I think.
You know how Switzerland's the one place that's neutral in every conflict?
Yeah.
The last time they got invaded was Napoleon.
Because he didn't give
Napoleon invaded Switzerland.
He didn't give a fuck.
How badass is that though? He's the last guy to do it. It's been over 200 years. He's the last guy. 200 years.
In terms of human years.
Think about war.
In terms of years that humans have been around, 200 years is a fucking blink of an eye.
Yeah, but think about the U.S. has been in a war for the last 200 years, pretty much every single year. There's always something going on where our military's involved.
Okay, but are we talking? Yeah, okay, military being involved.
Switzerland,
the cops of the world.
Switzerland wasn't in World War I. They weren't in World War II. They didn't have any troops on the ground.
I think a big reason of that is because Switzerland had something
Alps.
to do. No, it's that, but they also. Yeah, I read something that also because you have to get it's all bridges into Switzerland,
and it's all you can just bomb the bridges.
But
roads.
I think I remember hearing something like Switzerland back when in the 1100s or 900s or thousands around there.
Yeah, during the Middle Ages.
The part of Switzerland, or even even after that, maybe 1400s, 1500s, Switzerland was basically the papal army. For the Pope. They were so I think that's a big reason why they're never been invaded either.
And don't those
because they basically were the army for the Catholic Church.
If you go to the Vatican, aren't they still wearing Swiss Swiss costumes?
Yeah, the
or not costumes, outfits.
Yeah, army outfits.
Yeah. That's I forgot about that. That was a cool fact. So yeah, Napoleon did that. And then at the same time, so think about where Switzerland is. It's like on the tip of Italy.
Where did Napoleon just get mauled at? In England? When he tried to go to England,
He got mauled in Belgium. That's his last straw was Belgium.
Yeah, but where did he get mauled the first time? Wasn't it
Russia?
Like Waterloo? Oh yeah, Russia.
Russia. When he tried to invade Russia in the winter, that was bad. He went deep in there, and then at the same time, Spain was invading.
I can't wait to watch
Spain was
this
invading.
movie.
Like, think about this, dude.
What years was this? This was 1800 or 1700?
He started. So the French Revolution
1800s,
started in 1789. It was like the same time as our revolution. It kind of like,
and that's when he became the king.
No, I think he comes
or the emperor. He said he's the emperor.
I think he starts fighting in like mid 1790s, and I think he gets into power at like 1803.
Yeah, because he was the leader of their army, of the French army, and he got just the whole army behind him, and he just took over. He like in the movie, it shows in the trailer like he just walks straight in and just tells him to abdicate the throne. He's gonna be the new guy. And he even say he's gonna be the king.
So he was the head of the revolution.
Yeah. So wait, was he the last? No, he wasn't. There were other guys that were more head of the revolution, like in 1789.
What's the guy that his last name's an R something? Rasputin.
Rasputin.
No, not Rasputin.
No, that's a different guy.
No, there's a guy. I'm butchering his name.
There's a Charles something.
Yeah. We can look, dude. We got to look this up. We got to get this information right.
There's a Charles something, dude. That he was the guy.
But basically, like maybe politically, like he's giving the message to the masses. But like Napoleon's the guy winning the wars. Like it's almost like he's fighting. He's invading Spain. He's invading Russia. He's invading Prussia. He's invading Austria. he's even like I think
Robespierre. Yeah, Maximilian Robespierre.
And what did he do? What was he doing?
Some radical leader, one of the principal figures in the French Revolution. Doesn't say much.
And you know what's so fucking funny about the French is like their whole revolution.
It was the estate system. That's what it was. What made people want to go to start a revolution. It was the estate systems, like
the estate systems,
basically like the.
It was a populist
caste
movement
system, like the fucking. How there's nobles and how there's peasants.
It's a populist movement, an uprising from the peasants because they, what was it?
It's just like everywhere.
Marie Antoinette is like, we want fucking cake, and the bitch wouldn't give the cake to the people.
Yeah.
He's like, just give him the scraps, and they're like, fuck her. But you know what's so funny about that? See, like the whole thing's over. That someone called me. Let me check real quick, actually.
Yeah, go check.
Oh yeah, we're still locking and loaded.
All right, we're good.
No, dude, I'm really pumped up for that movie.
I'm so pumped for that movie. I'm ready to see them invade Russia. I'm ready to see them invade England. I want to see it all.
It's just,
Wait, was the battle at Waterloo Napoleon? Or it was? Okay.
Yeah. No, it's what's crazy? Like, okay, Napoleon is such a prominent figure in history, but like, and he's so here we go. He's so explosive. Like he's so explosive and like so.
Wait, let's just put it this way. First, let's get to this movie real quick. They have the best actor playing Napoleon.
Oh please, fucking Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix,
dude.
He doesn't even speak. He doesn't even have a French accent in the film. He's just speaking English.
Him doing the joke, dude. He immerses himself in these.
That
movies.
Just lets you know the Brits won it all.
When he found out,
the Brits won.
When he found out he was doing Napoleon, the minute he found out that he was going to be the guy. He probably just started immersing himself in shit.
Oh yeah, I mean he's like a method actor. He's he's the exact same thing he did for the Joker.
Yeah, because Brian Callen was in the Joker, and he said stuff about Joaquin Phoenix just being, dude, you couldn't even. He was 140 pounds.
Yeah,
smoking cigs and eating an apple every day.
Yeah, no, it's
crazy.
You got to be
just dedication to a different.
Tier. Yeah, no, for sure. Going back to Napoleon and just thinking about like all of those dictators in history, like the mass like expansion that they conquered for their land, like for their countries, it's so like transitory. Like it's not long lasting. Like it's like a quick burst. Like think about Alexander the Great for the Macedonians. Think about that. Like he ruled pretty much all of the known world in 25 years. I'm not going to say the other dude in the 20th century, but like that dude only lasted 12 years before it all came crashing down. Napoleon all crashed down in 20 years. He almost conquered all of Europe.
You think of the country of France, and for Europe, France is for landmass, it's a huge country.
It's a huge country.
But then you put it in perspective with America.
Yeah, dude.
It's not even bigger than California.
Dude, the Americans won the game purely off of geography alone.
Yeah.
We won the game. Like Napoleon, the reason Napoleon didn't win is because there was 5 other neighboring countries in Europe that were all scheming against him. There was a big coalition against Napoleon. So
just imagine America right now if nobody ever came here and it's natives running this country, still Native Americans running. Like, imagine if we never.
Or think about this. Think about this. Britain never leaves. We still we get away from Britain, but we're a different country, but we're all on the same continent. And the French never leave. The Portuguese never leave. The Spaniards never leave.
Nobody ever goes.
And then it's
America.
another Europe.
Like, nobody even knows it's over there still. Until now, until the early 1900s.
True.
Because it's obviously going to it's all when planes and shit get invented, you're obviously going to know there's something over there.
Yeah, due to poor map making, no one really understood the geography of this continent until we actually went westward.
Imagine that, dude. You know what? That's what's so fascinating to me is cartographers, guys who make maps.
How do you even do that?
It's amazing to me.
It's all probably AI generated now.
No, but before, dude.
No, yeah, for sure.
Amazing.
Like Lewis and Clark.
Dude, amazing to me how these guys could draw shit like that.
No, and be so precise with it.
So precise. There's formulas to that.
Think about some idiots that try to do it, and we're just so bad at map making. You're like, this is a scribble on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
What? This is like a papyrus with just scribbles on it.
All you have to do is get enough people behind you to say it's real, and then everybody believes it. That probably happened so many times before.
This is why I think Napoleon's overrated.
The movie or him?
Him, personally.
I think he's so overrated.
You want to hear this one? He fucking the Louisiana Purchase. That was like the big, the fact that Thomas Jefferson got away with that steal.
Okay, but how much do you really think it was worth?
Wait, hold on. This is the this is like tenfold of the Niners trading 3 first-round picks for Trey Lance.
It's 100-fold.
Just the dumbest thing you could possibly do.
How much did you sell for? $15 million?
$15 million for
Put it
half
this way.
the country just split down the middle.
Put it this way. If he's not needing the money, but still wanting to sell it, how much more is he selling it for than $15 million?
Honestly, you sell it, I guess, whatever it would be in those days terms, probably anything over $1 billion.
No way. $1 billion isn't even thought of back then. Dude, maybe
for that much land,
maybe double.
But to be worth the trade, be worth to sell that much land to the Americans.
I wonder how much $30 million back then is probably a couple billion though.
He was probably so strapped for cash when he was fighting all of Europe. He's like, "Fuck it, we don't even need Louisiana. We just need $15 million."
Yeah, well, why would you? You're not over there. You're like, fuck it.
Yeah, you're
over here.
You're too occupied fighting a war. Yeah,
fuck it,
dude. No, but and another, this is
I'm gonna look it up actually right now.
I'm excited for the movie, but I'm gonna say one last thing about the French Revolution. It almost was a waste of time. Because they.
What do you mean by that?
Because they abdicate the throne, and eventually, when Napoleon loses, the throne comes back to the monarchy. It comes back to that. It becomes back to royalty.
Oh yeah.
The royals are back after 20 years of exile. They still won.
It still worked, though.
After 20 years of fighting all of Europe.
Well, after 100 years, it's not there anymore. Look at now.
Well, yeah, that
France
was because that was World War I. It was the end of empires after World War I. But they still had another 100 years after the fact.
I just looked it up. $15 million in 1800 is worth $365 million. So he sold it for $365 million.
It's not even worth it.
Well, you got to think of in 1800, it was just after the American Revolution. There's nothing in Louisiana or any of that territory. It's basically only the eastern seaboard of America is developed even remotely.
It
was nothing.
No,
there.
But
native territory,
Louisiana, it wasn't just the state of Louisiana.
No, I know it was a huge.
It went up to the
Florida,
Dakotas.
It was like Florida. Yeah, it was all. Midwest.
We already had Florida. That was the Spaniards.
Down. It was like Georgia and all that.
No, that was already conquered.
Dude, I'm telling you.
No, it was
I remember.
It was Louisiana, and it went all the way up. So it was like Kansas territory, the Dakotas.
Imagine if he never sold that, and half the country.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That strategically, hindsight's 2020, but
530 million acres of territory in North America.
Can you imagine if the French still owned all of that territory, and we just had to
Right, you're right. It's basically the whole Midwest.
Yeah, it's the whole Midwest.
It was Mississippi. It was everything basically west of Mississippi, and then up to all the way up to Montana.
It's a bold move, Colin, and I just do not agree with it. And I'm sure the French wouldn't either if they were actually told the fact of how it happened. But no, I mean, it's just like you fight 20 years. It's like you're trying to duplicate the American Revolution.
That's exactly why. That was a huge reason why they did it.
Yeah, and then they lose.
The Enlightenment.
The Enlightenment was 1500s.
No, the dude, I just read it.
The Enlightenment was like 15. Yeah, it was probably 1500s to that point. Like the Renaissance period.
Enlightenment ideas. Food shortages, the American Revolution, absolutism.
Okay, you want to know why they were all against Napoleon? Because they were all monarchies. All those countries were monarchies. They see that one got overthrown. They're like, oh, fuck, they're going to come. They're like, our peasants are going to get us, too.
They think this can be possible.
We got to squash him like a roach.
Yeah.
And so you did that. But you know what's funny? He beat the Prussians like fucking 3 times, and the Prussians joined his side and left every time.
Well, Prussia ended up becoming...
I think it became what?
Austria-Hungary.
It became Germany.
No, yeah.
Like Germany, that area.
Austria-Hungary. Yeah, Prussia was Germany, too. But
well, no, because Austria's still there.
Austria-Hungary was... the ones who started World War One when that
the guy got died. Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah, the guy, the Duke or
Duke
why am I
Archbishop.
not thinking of the fucking the Serbian, this Black Hand or whatever, the Black Flag or Black Hand, the guy assassinated him, and which is crazy. You think of one guy, one assassination happens, then all these countries that are allianced with each other just go to war for one fucking reason that they have no part of, just because they're allied with another country.
No, it spreads like wildfire.
Millions of people died.
But
World War One was. You still haven't seen that movie, huh?
What, 1917?
No, the All Quiet on the Western Front.
No,
it's a German movie, but like you can watch it in English. One of the best. It's probably the best World War One movie I've ever seen.
But this is okay. So history is written by the victor. Okay, are we going to be...
No, this was a German movie. Hold on. This is from the German perspective.
But like, okay, this is...
France beating the fuck out of them.
But it's almost like, I don't think these countries are that naive, or they're all just like, we're all good, we're all peaceful. One guy gets shot. Okay, now we're all in war. It's like, no, it was a planned thing. It was like, because like 20 years before that, every country like spent more on their military budget. Like they were amping up for something. Like they could feel something lurking in the waters, like, hey, there's gonna be something big happening in the next coming years. And once that happens, like, so it was already kind of planned.
What's also crazy?
It's like predetermined already.
Also crazy that I remember hearing or reading about is like the Russian monarch, like for World War One.
Yeah,
I think the Austrian monarch. Yeah, the Austrian monarch, the Russian monarch, and maybe I don't know which. I don't know if it was German. No,
Great Britain.
Maybe English. I don't know which one, but. No, I don't know if it was England. They were all cousins.
Of Queen Victoria.
They were all cousins or something.
Queen Victoria.
No, it was 3 guys, though. It was 3 guys, I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And they're all cousins. They all grew up with each other.
Yeah, they all grew up in Britain. That's the other thing. That was the other problem, too. It's like, why is this... It's like, okay... We're going to have some guy like...
It's because they're just marriages. Like, this guy's from England, but he's running of Russia just because he married this fucking person.
Yeah, and they're like... The Russian people are like, why is this dude that was born in Great Britain...
He doesn't even speak Russian.
Why is he our ruler?
Yeah.
It's like a dude from like Turkey coming here and saying, I'm your president.
Which is so crazy, too, dude, that they're all cousins or brothers and they grew up and now they're going to war with each other.
And that's what got rid of the empires.
Yeah.
Was after World War One. It was like, okay, we need to get rid of these slimy fucks that are like kind of like just causing tensions because it was family nepotism.
Even England didn't. I mean, England's still a monarchy technically, but
it's just
Parliament
it's symbolic.
Runs it, dude.
I know it's symbolic. It's
just like
symbolic.
A lot of countries, you would be so surprised at how many royal. If you look up any countries in Swedish royal family, Norwegian royal family, Austrian royal family, they all have a royal family still.
Yeah.
All of them have a royal family.
Yeah, but
it's crazy. But they just don't run the country.
So
anymore.
Those are puppets.
Well, they don't run the country.
I know, but they're basically puppets.
Yeah.
Like we're just here to entertain.
Yeah.
You're saying that's more like you think Biden's closer to that than Putin?
No. Putin. Dude, I love Putin. You can't. I think
come
Putin,
on.
Dude, I fucking.
That dude can nuke us.
If Putin wasn't,
you can't say that. You can't say you like Putin.
If Putin wasn't, I'm not saying. I'm just putting it this way. If Putin wasn't the leader of Russia, if he was the same guy though, just not leader of Russia, and he was just some guy.
He's just a spy for the KGB again.
Some guy that just hangs out up at BC. Some old guy hang out about BC, like some Russian guy who came here when he was a kid.
Sure.
But he's the same way he is, like fucking judo black belt, fucking works like, dude, he looks good.
Worked for the KGB.
Yeah, just a fucking cool guy, dude. Has stories, up at the club every day. He's 85 years old, just drinking whiskey every day, playing cards. I would love to sit down with a guy
but
like
would you
that.
want that guy to have a nuclear button right by him?
No, because he's the type of guy that when
he's the richest guy in the world.
Yeah, for sure. He's the type of guy that when shit hits the fan and he's backed into a wall, he's the one guy that will launch nukes in the air. But I read or heard something that said even if he wanted to do that, there are so many checks and balances. It's not just like he can press a button and a nuke comes in the air. There's another person who has to do something, then another person, then another person, and another person has to turn a key. It's like 5-6 different things that have to happen.
Have you ever...
so even if he's backed into a corner, but the sixth guy is on the opposing side against him, it's not coming out.
Yeah.
The nuke's not happening. But in America, if the president wants to launch a nuke's going to get launched.
Yeah.
But there's still checks and balances in between, but people in America know that if there's a reason the president's launching a nuke.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he wouldn't just do it if he was backed into a wall.
And first off, we're never going to be the first ones to do it anyways because we were the first ones to do it.
Yeah.
Like, we can't do it again. Then we're actually, like, the bad guys. But if you there's a story, like, during the Cuban...
Well, nukes now are 100 times more powerful than they were in Hiroshima.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a joke. There's it's like hydrogen bombs now.
Yeah, they're huge.
So during the Cuban Missile Crisis, there was a guy I think the U.S. was maybe having like a blockade around Cuba, and some guy like heard that maybe the U.S. was going to send a nuke to Russia, and Khrushchev is like on the phone telling him like press the button. Like it was some guy's decision to do it or not. I don't know if it was Khrushchev, it was someone higher up telling him like Khrushchev told me press the fucking button, like nuke America, like we're nuking Florida.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, I don't know. I don't think the Americans would do that. He kind of waited a little bit and they realized it was just like, it was a false call.
Bullshit.
Like they were never going to do it.
Yeah.
But like that guy easily at that moment could have been like Mother Russia and then did it.
Imagine how different the world is if that happens.
We're not here.
What do you mean?
We're not here.
If Florida gets nuked,
yeah, we're not here.
I think Russia is a wasteland.
It's just probably another World War III and everybody dies.
Dude, you know how different history would be if that nuke came to and hit America.
Yeah.
America obviously retaliates and blows the whole continent up. The whole thing.
I think...
The whole thing. They probably send over 150 nukes.
If anyone wants to condemn America for like their history, fair. Yeah, no country's perfect, but like when we... Like, because Oppenheimer just came out this year, and it kind of just like, everyone's kind of aware of it now.
I haven't even seen it.
Well, it's a good movie.
I'm waiting for it to come out.
So, after we bomb Hiroshima and Nagasaki, at that point, we are the only country in the world with nukes. So what does that mean? Like, we have the best weaponry in the world. We could take over the entire world at that point. Like, we can easily go into Russia. We're going to nuke you. We're not even going to let you have the research to do it.
Yeah, what was the next country that developed it? Russia?
Russia was right after.
Like, how? How did they figure it out?
Spies, espionage, like people just getting in. I mean, there's Operation Paperclip where, like,
I remember
the Nazis are in NASA.
You haven't seen that show, The Americans? Even though it's a little after World War II, it's, like, based in the Cold War. It's, like, how Russians had KGB agents embedded in like Washington D.C. and shit, and they spoke perfect American. They had families here. They lived here for 20 years.
It's been going on it's always been going on. There was a thing.
It's a good show.
Who was like the senator in California that was married to some like Chinese spy?
Oh yeah, I saw. I don't know if he was
that
married
just happened.
Was he married?
They were married.
Yeah,
like
that's crazy.
And that happened like 5 years ago or 3 years ago.
That was recent.
Yeah, very recent. But I think it's just there's so many question marks, and we're never gonna know. And are we ever gonna have any power? Well, fuck. If the president doesn't have any power, what power do we have? So, I guess what will make me elicit to that is Zach Wilson's not good, and my opinion. Opinion on sports has more validity than what I know about foreign diplomacy.
Last night was the first day of college basketball. Every single college in their world was playing last night. The one pick I liked was Middle Tennessee was playing somebody. Middle Tennessee was -4.5. They won by 20.
Middle Tennessee, okay, that's a tough
solid
one. How do you know? Were you scouting Middle Tennessee basketball?
They were good last year.
Okay. Oh, you know what's funny? You know we were talking about girls LSU basketball. Just bet them every game.
Colorado whooped their ass.
Whoop that ass.
Did you see that girl for South Carolina though? I sent you it on Instagram. That girl they have. Sent it to you and I said, this is the only woman I've ever seen that looks at just as athletic as a guy does. She moves like a guy.
Dude, they're evolving. They're putting testosterone in something.
Joseph, this girl,
Girls
I'll show
evolving.
you it after we're done. This girl moves like a guy, like so gracefully.
Yeah. Was she like their best player, obviously?
On South Carolina,
Yeah.
obviously.
South Carolina,
they're good. They're like number 5.
So you
Colorado beat LSU. Who just beat Notre Dame and they played in Paris? Notre Dame played
in basketball?
Yeah, Notre Dame played.
I don't know. My knowledge of college basketball.
Iowa, maybe. No,
I don't know.
Iowa.
I have no idea. My knowledge of college basketball. I don't follow until March Madness. Like I really.
Oh, this is women's basketball.
Well, I definitely don't watch that then.
Let me see who they just played. They played South Carolina. That was that girl I'm talking about from South Carolina. That's amazing.
Here's my okay. I'm gonna give me like my 2 minutes just to rant about LeBron for a second. I was watching the game last night. They're playing the Miami Heat, and what?
Fuck Cam Reddish. Let me just say it again. Fuck.
Did you
Cam
watch
Reddish.
the game?
I saw that he missed the last shot, and Braun gave him a perfect pass.
Why can't LeBron just be on a good fucking 3-point shooting team?
Joseph, why?
He's never on a good team like that.
How many times have I said fuck Cam Reddish this year?
I mean, fuck Austin Reeves.
No, fuck Cam Reddish.
And even more,
Fuck Cam Reddish.
even more importantly, fuck you, Anthony Davis, again for getting hurt. The guy got hurt. He didn't play.
love it.
He didn't play in the second half. He got hurt.
What happened? A bruised shin?
I don't know. His fucking shoulder got banged up or something. I don't know. Maybe freaking
Bruise. It's a bruise. He's
fucking
out for
Jackson Hayes jumped on his shoulder trying to go up for a
Jackson
putback
Hayes
dunk.
is on his team.
I know. He's probably just so dumb. Like the dumbest injury.
Jackson Hayes isn't bad.
He's a good energy guy. He's like a younger JaVale.
Okay, well. So last night, somebody posted on Instagram, like if you don't have to, no spreads are involved. You just have to pick the winners or losers. And if you pick every winner for yesterday's basketball slate, they would send you $100.
Yeah.
So I had the Warriors over the Pistons, winner. Pacers over the Spurs, winner. Pacers dropped 150 last night. Mavericks over the Magic, winner. Sixers over the Wizards, winner. Bucks over the Nets, winner. Lakers over the Heat, loser. Knicks over the Clippers, winner. Bulls over the Jazz, winner. Kings over the Rockets, loser, which is surprising that they got blown out. Timberwolves over the Celtics, winner in OT.
Who, the Celtics?
Yeah, Thunder over the Hawks, winner. Pelicans over the Nuggets, loser. But the Pelicans were winning that game.
Pelicans are good. I bet Zion didn't even play in that game either.
Let me check.
You guys get paid way too much. It's like, you know what?
Yeah, Zion's making $200 million.
If Zion Williamson was only making $250,000 a year, he would play every game because he would try to do as much as he can to get advertisement money.
No, Zion played. He scored 20.
Yeah, but he's not going to play next game.
CJ didn't play. Or what's his name?
Dude,
McCollum.
He's done.
What happened?
He had like some heart palpitation. Like he's done.
That's so bad.
Yeah, like
I love CJ McCollum.
He's done. He's a fucking scorer. That guy's a gamer.
Brandon Ingram dropped 22. Dude, who's Jay Hawkins for the Pelicans? Hawkins?
I don't know. I have no idea who Jay Hawkins. He might be a
Jordan
rookie.
Hawkins from UConn.
He might be a
21
rookie.
years old.
Yeah.
He dropped 31, went 7 for 14 from 3.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so NFL this week. Okay, Thursday night is the shittiest game maybe of the year.
Who's playing Thursday?
Panthers, Bears in Chicago. Chicago's -4. Who do you like?
Give me Carolina.
I like that too.
That
I think
bag-
Carolina gets a second win.
The Shepherd University quarterback. I just don't. I'm not
It's
bought
not.
into
Dude,
it.
he won. He won.
I like. Honestly, I watched his game. I like his footwork, but I just I think Chase Young's or Bryce Young's better. Like let's just ride with the Panthers.
Okay. Colts, Patriots. Patriots at home. Colts are -2.
Give me the Patriots.
I like Patriots.
Give me
to
the
get
Patriots.
Another win.
Give me Billy Boy with his 3rd win of the year.
Texans, Bengals in Cincinnati. Cincinnati's -7. I like the Bengals.
I think the Bengals are rolling. Yeah.
Blow them out.
Yeah, I like them.
Steelers, Packers in Pittsburgh. Steelers are -3.
Give me the Steelers.
Yep.
That defense is going to shut down Jordan Love. Sorry, shout out Jordan Love.
I agree. Buccaneers, Titans, Bucks at home -1.5.
Buccaneers, Titans.
Yeah, I like the Bucks.
I do, but
After a close
I like
loss this
Tennessee.
week, they just put up 40
I like
points.
Tennessee.
Okay.
I like Tennessee.
Ravens, Browns. Ravens at home -6.
I
like the Browns.
Ravens.
I like the Browns.
Ravens.
I think this is where the Ravens get a loss.
Depends if Deshaun Watson plays well.
Yeah.
He's a streaky guy.
Very streaky.
Yeah.
Niners, Jags.
Niners,
in Jacksonville, Niners are -3.
Give me the Niners.
Yep.
They're due for a win.
Yep. Vikings, Saints in Minnesota.
Saints
-2.5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna write with Josh Dobbs.
Falcons, Cardinals in Arizona. Falcons are -1.
Give me the Falcons. Yeah. The Cardinals are trying to tank.
Yeah. Lions, Chargers in LA. Lions are -1.5.
Give me the Chargers.
Yep. I like that too. Dallas, Giants in Dallas. Dallas is -16.5.
Give me 16.5. Give me the Giants. Give me the Giants.
It's because they blew them out by 40 the first game.
Yeah, give me the Giants.
Seahawks, Commanders in Seattle. Seahawks are -6.5. I like the Commanders. I think the Seahawks are not a 5-3 team. I think they're 500.
I think they're like closer to the Dolphins. They're going to beat up on the Commanders because they're not good. Give me the
Jets, Raiders.
Seahawks.
Jets, Raiders in Vegas. Jets are -1.5.
Well, fuck. I can't say the Jets after talking about Zach Wilson from the get-go.
I like
give me the Raiders. Yeah. Shout out Antonio Pierce.
Bills, Broncos. Bills are -7.5 at home. I like the Bills.
Bills, Broncos. Dude, Russell Wilson's having a Pro Bowl year. He's having a Pro Bowl year.
I know. He's having a great year. It's just their team sucks. Their coaching sucks.
Sean Payton does not suck. There's a reason why he's an all-pro, and he looked
don't
horrible
even get me
last
started.
year.
I'm not trying to get into this right now. I think
Sean Payton?
I think Sean Payton's one of the worst coaches in the league.
All right, who is Sean Payton better than? If you're saying he's one of the worst, like,
well, I don't know every coach in the league. I mean, there's probably a couple. That
do you think Mike McCarthy's better than Sean Payton?
The guy for Dallas?
Yeah. No, fuck you.
I just hate Sean Payton.
Why?
I think he's fraudulent. If he doesn't win that Super Bowl, he's nothing.
But he did.
But if he doesn't, that's what I'm saying. He went to the Super Bowl. He had Drew Brees. He had a great team, and he wins the Super Bowl.
And they had a top 5 offense for 10 years in a row in the league with Drew Brees.
Because they had Drew Brees, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. And they always had guys.
But what was Drew Brees with the Chargers?
Dude, that's when he just had started. He had to get in the league.
Dude,
get his feet wet.
No, Sean Payton made him. Sean Payton made him a Hall of Famer.
I think Sean Payton sucks.
All right.
Best coach in the league is Mike McDaniels.
Okay.
Well, Bill Belichick. Okay.
Let's slow our fucking roll for a sec. Andy Reid. First off, Andy Reid's the best coach in the league.
Okay, Andy Reid. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
But I'm saying new coach, guy who's never been a head coach before. Not even that. Mike McDaniels is. I think he's win coach of the year.
I don't even. Why would you give Mike McDaniels anything yet? He hasn't done anything.
I think he wins coach of the year.
I think Matt LaFleur's better.
I think
until
the guy for the Packers.
Yeah, until Mike McDaniels actually wins games in the playoffs. He's just a dude that's just like calling cool plays right now. Like, it's just gadget shit.
I think the Miami team with a quarterback like Burrow wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's like with anything. That's anybody.
No, it's not.
That's anybody.
No, it is not.
Joe Burrow and the Jets. Stud.
Yeah, they're good.
Joe Burrow and the Cowboys.
No.
Competitive. Better.
Yeah.
Better than Dak.
Well, you put Burrow on any team, but I'm saying you put him on the Dolphins, they can beat anybody.
I think you put Burrow on the Cowboys, they could beat anybody.
Well, you could say that about Mahomes. You can say, I mean...
Yeah, they're just that good.
Yeah, but with McDaniels, I think it's a different dude. You give McDaniels has Tua. Tua's a great player.
Yeah.
Tua's solid.
Tua's a B+ guy.
Nah, like a B.
Okay, yeah, B. He's an 80. He's like an 85.
B+ to me is like Josh Allen.
He's an A-.
No.
He's an A-, and on his off nights he plays like a C-.
A- to me is Lamar Jackson.
Josh Allen's a dude that like doesn't really focus on the homework.
What's Trevor Lawrence? B+.
A-.
A-.
Trevor Lawrence is that guy.
What are your top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now?
In a row or like in order?
In order. Mahomes, obviously.
Okay.
Mahomes, Burrow.
Okay, Mahomes, Burrow.
Yep.
As of right now.
Right now in the league. Right now.
Okay, yes.
Okay,
right now. Mahomes, Burrow.
Lamar.
Give me Josh Allen over Lamar right now.
Lamar's 4.
Hold on. Let me think about it. Let me think about this. It's probably going to be, probably Lamar. Lamar would be 4.
And then Trevor Lawrence 5.
No, I still go Aaron Rodgers.
He's not playing. I'm saying this year.
Are you playing in the league?
Yes, playing this year. How you're playing this year. So that's why Josh Allen's on top 5. That's why Josh Allen's not even close to top 5.
We're missing someone really obvious right now. Justin Herbert's better than Lawrence.
I don't think
Justin Herbert's so good.
I don't think so. He didn't even have a tud last night. He threw for 100 yards.
How are we doing here on time?
Or a minute 03.
Hour 03. Okay. Is there anything you want to... What's on your mind?
No, I'm good. I'm going to go golf. I'm going to go golf right now, work out.
Okay. What time is it? Is it
It's like 1.
1 o'clock?
Oh, it's 1:48. No, it's almost
1:48, almost 2.
Yeah, so it's going to be dark in 2 or 3 hours. Jesus Christ, I hate it.
I love
I
it.
hate the dark when it gets dark at 5.
I know. But it's nice because it feels like your day's over.
Yeah, but I just like it being light outside. I like being able to do more shit. I like being able to go shoot hoops at 5, maybe. Like,
Man, you don't
I don't like
shoot.
driving around when it's dark, dude, at 5 o'clock. I just don't like it.
I feel safer when it's dark.
I don't, dude. I just like it when
Like
it's
driving
light.
on the road.
I like it being bright at 7:30 still.
Why do you think they even do the daylight saving thing anymore?
Because at morning time it wouldn't get bright till 7:20.
Yeah. But
Like right before daylight saving, it's pitch black. I took my mom to the airport because it just happened Saturday night. I took her to the airport Thursday morning at like 6:45. It's pitch black.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
sun's
yeah.
barely coming up at 6:45.
So like you have to put it back in
you
an hour.
have to.
So
To
now
make
it's
it
like
brighter at
5:40.
5:45. Like sunrise 5:45.
All right, let me close off on this with one question to you. Okay, you're still an American citizen, but you have to set up shop in one country. What country is that and why?
Any country in the world.
Any country in the world. Okay, actually, don't say anything South American. Don't
I was
say.
just gonna.
I knew you were going to
Knew
say
I
that.
would.
I knew. Yeah, go Eastern Hemisphere.
Why would I say South America?
Because it's just tropical.
'Cause
It's
the
nice.
women.
Yeah, the women too.
So
They're more maternal.
So nothing in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah, everything on the east.
So Europe obviously counts.
Yeah, Africa too.
I mean, what would you say? I'd have to think about it for a minute. Maybe Spain, probably Spain, maybe, or Portugal, Spain.
Spain, Portugal. I think I would go.
Probably Spain. I can speak Spanish. I can learn Spanish pretty well. I could go to Spain. Spain's awesome. Go to Ibiza every summer. Mallorca, Marbella.
I'm thinking probably Italy.
That's what.
Italy's
Italy's
Italy.
a piece of shit, dude.
I know, but you're just like chilling there. Like it's just
Yeah.
kind of like a house you have that you kind of just go to.
Like you
and
go
there's a
watch the
couple
Equalizer 3 movie and be like Denzel in
Yeah.
Equalizer 3.
places. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, fuck, you're not gonna go live in the
I'd go to
Baltic
Spain.
states.
No, yeah,
You're not gonna go to the
Greece.
Slavic states.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe would you go Norway or Sweden?
Too cold.
Yeah, I feel like those would be cool places, but it's like,
Too cold.
what about Switzerland?
Yeah, I'd go to Switzerland.
I think
for
Switzerland
sure.
might be the
That's
move.
where a lot of those Purdue farming, like the Sackler family, a lot of them.
They all live
moved to
there. Yeah.
Switzerland,
Yeah, they're protected from international law.
Yeah, I went to Switzerland.
Perfect.
Dude. Mortimer Sackler.
Yeah, I'd probably go Switzerland. And
Switzerland's cool.
there's a reason why the richest people in the world go to Switzerland because it's the best.
I'm just
it's
thinking
one of the
a
nicest
good,
places.
I'm just thinking good food. Spain or Portugal, great, the best food.
Well, think about Switzerland. How influenced they are. They're influenced by Italian culture.
But if I were to go to
influenced by French
anywhere in the
culture.
world, if we're not saying I can't, if I can go anywhere,
Anywhere in the world.
probably either Brazil.
Brazil's a shithole.
Not, dude. In favelas, it is.
It's a shithole.
It's not all favelas. That's just all you see.
It's a fucking collapsing country.
Brazil, dude. Brazil's one of the most major countries in the world.
It's collapsing though.
No, it's not.
Their GDP sucks. They're in
No,
debt.
it doesn't. They're one of the biggest GDPs in the world.
I know it's decreasing though.
Okay, well, either there,
A majority of their people are in poverty.
Colombia, Chile, or no, maybe Argentina. I don't know. One of those countries.
Argentina.
Chile or Argentina or
What about like Colombia?
Yeah, I just said Colombia.
Yeah, Colombia.
It'd be awesome.
I wish you could
Like
say.
Cali or Bogota.
I wish you would say like.
or dude, fucking Cartagena.
I wish you would say like a state or like a country that you can't even pronounce with the English, like something with like
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan, something like that.
Azerbaijan. I
yeah.
would never fuck Azerbaijan.
The hardest place to drill oil, but they do it.
Fuck Azerbaijan.
They do it. Maybe like somewhere in China. Maybe. No, you know what? I feel like Japan would be cool.
Oh, Japan would be so.
Yeah, I think Japan would
That's
be
why
kind
the
of
most
badass.
Americans live there.
Yeah, yeah. They got a strong navy.
What about Iran?
Okay, yeah.
You'd get killed. You'd get
What
hung.
country in the Middle East would you live in?
That's so easy. UAE, Dubai. That's
Yeah.
so easy.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah, I guess it's in Africa.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
UAE is not Africa.
Yeah, it is.
It's on the Arabian Peninsula.
But it's in the African continent.
No, it's
Yeah, it is. Because Saudi. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
how much? 20?
Dude, yeah, 20. They're literally they're in Africa. The continent of Africa, the UAE is on there. It's on the tip.
Okay.
It goes Saudi Arabia, and then the UAE is under.
I feel you. There's a reason it's called the Saudi Arabia.
And then they're right by Oman. Oman's in Africa.
This is Africa.
Yeah.
This is Saudi Arabia. There's UAE.
So what would you call that? Look at it's
Middle
connecting.
East.
It's connecting. So anything out after Egypt, it's not Africa anymore.
Yes.
So what is that Europe or Asia?
Eurasia. That's what's it's set Middle East. Eurasia.
No, Turkey's
Middle East.
Eurasia.
Joseph, this is the
Russia.
Saudi Arabian Peninsula. It is not Africa.
Does that connect?
Okay, but
Does that connect?
It's the
no, that's the Suez Canal. They fucking made that. That was a connecting land bridge.
If you really wanted to get deep into it, you could say it disconnects with the Nile River, and the Nile goes all the way up, and it's all different from the east of the Nile River. If you really want to get into it,
But Egypt's more north than.
yeah, Cairo's right on the Nile, but like there's nothing in Egypt basically east of the Nile except the Suez. But watch. I'm gonna look this up for you.
It's right by the red.
Listen, I'm gonna look this up for you. I'm gonna look up the continent of Africa and see what it shows.
I don't even think it'll give an answer.
No, I'm just gonna look up images.
It's fuck.
Just all the green. You don't see any Saudi Arabia Peninsula.
That's bullshit.
That's a dub.
That's fucking.
All right, let's close out.
Sorry, you're going. Okay, I'm gonna close out,
yeah.
and I'm gonna say
in Middle East, UAE. If other than UAE, probably Israel or Saudi Arabia.
I would live in Iraq. Let's end up. I'm living in Jordan. All right. Anyone who's made it this far, thank you, and tell your friends about us because we
Anybody
need
who's
you.
made it this far, comment and tell us what you want to hear about too.
Yes, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Tell me when you press stop.